guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to share something with you guys because, I'm just all about expanding the mind around here and learning about the human psyche, okay? Because you might find that it has something to do with you. You're human, right? So there's something that I want to share with you guys today, and it's called learned helplessness. Learned helplessness. And actually, being as though most of you are survivors of narcissistic abuse, and especially for those of you that found yourself in that situation for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, you may have been exhibiting traits of this. So let's talk about it. In 1965, a scientist did a study with a group of dogs. They took the dogs and they put them inside of a fenced area, and every time they rung a bell, they shocked the dogs. There was a fence nearby, and the whole goal was to try to keep the dogs still. Okay, so while they were shocking the dogs, they actually had the dogs in harnesses as well. So the bell rang, and maybe at first the dogs were moving to jump over the fence, and they got shocked. Now, after the dogs got trained and they took the harnesses off the dogs and they rung the bell, guess what the dogs didn't do? The dogs did not try to jump the fence. And even when they came over to the dogs and shocked the dogs sat there and took it. They didn't try to escape that fate, even though it wasn't a fate. But psychologically, they learned that they couldn't get away from that, because when they were on the harnesses and they were bound, they couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't react to the bell that they wanted to do. They didn't react naturally. It was altered by their experience, repeated experience over and over. They felt hopeless, and mentally they connected the dots that I can't leave this situation. So even when they're getting shocked, they stayed there. Now let's bring this over to human beings. This could explain a lot of times why a lot of times domestic violence victims or childhood, those that suffer from childhood abuse, and those of you who unfortunately were in narcissistic relationships for a long time, when we feel a loss of control and we don't know how to get out of a situation, we start learning helplessness and of that situation. It's learned because mentally we're processing every quote unquote fail or every time we weren't able to escape. So it's all building up in our mind, and now the illusion is, I can't get out of this situation. And once we have that illusion, we just surrender to whatever's taking its course at that time. That means we'll stay in the abusive situation, we'll let the person rage on us, beat on us, sexually assault us when they feel like it, or whatever the abuse is, whatever ways that someone is using us. It could be financial abuse. You feel like you can't get away from it. You're intimidated by the person, or every time you tried to do something, they countered you in a way that made you feel defeated and crushed. Then you learned helplessness. So that's a term for basically when you feel that loss of control and you feel helpless in a situation, and the misconception in life is if you're able to escape, you always will. But no, if you feel like you can't make it to that exit door, or if you try to go there, something worse will happen to you, that will motivate you to stay in your situation. So, you can think back at your time with a narcissist and consider if there were times where you just felt hopeless. Maybe you have kids with the narcissist, maybe you're in a long-term marriage with the narcissist with a lot of assets tied up. Maybe you weren't even married, but the narcissist got so entangled in your life, it was like, okay, to leave this person, now I gotta sort out that, I gotta sort out this, I gotta deal with all these things, mountain of things and you start feeling hopeless about your situation, and it seems easier to stay. Hence the statement, it's cheaper to keep her. You know, sometimes you just stay in a situation because it's more convenient, it's perceived to be more convenient than the alternative. Okay, guys? So I just wanted to bring that to the forefront of you guys. All right, psychology is pretty interesting. It's fascinating to me, you know, because when we can't succeed at the small things, the big things seem impossible. But we start succeeding at the little things, the bigger things seem possible. You know, it's building up our confidence. But the reverse happens when it's learned helplessness. Okay? Basically, our self-esteem, our hope has just been crushed. You know, it may be for that rape victim that want to speak up and say, hey, my father's been molesting me, but everyone in the community holds him to esteem. And every time he told their own mother, and their mother didn't believe him. They told their own aunt, their aunt didn't believe him. You feel crushed, learn helplessness. Now I'm going to just let him do whatever he wants. No one's going to believe me. I can't escape this situation. I feel hopeless. I'm just surrendering to it now. That's what learned helplessness is, guys. It's a very sad thing, but it's just something for us to be aware of as we're working on ourselves and healing from our past or even our present. If you are feeling learned helplessness, just know that that is psychological. There's always another option. There's always another way out, guys. You are not confined to this abuse. You don't have to stay in a situation that's hurting you. There's always another option. Even if it feels uncomfortable, that option is there and you can take it. And what you will find is on the other side of that option is your freedom. It's your freedom, guys. Okay? So just be mindful about that, guys. And if this video resonates with you, you can go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, you can go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I upload videos quite frequently. Take care, guys.